Hello, hope you're having a great day. Today I've been extremely slow to get myself going. If you watched yesterday's video, you'll know that yesterday I had a day off from filming, and yeah, yesterday's video was literally just shot just now. And yeah, I explained in that video how I lost my mojo a little bit. But you know, although I'm not feeling great right now, I know that I need to pick myself back up. I need to jump on doing all the things that I know I have to every day to keep myself, you know, on this path where I'm continually improving myself and keep myself on a path where, you know, I'm full of positivity and in a state where I'm not letting my mind bring me down, where I'm trying to use my mind to push myself forward. And yeah, that's what I need to do. I need to pick myself back up. Now, this morning I did wake up at 7:30, which I'm really grateful for. You know, it's been over 3 weeks now, but it took me a good half an hour before I actually started getting going. And then I've just been really, really slow getting through my morning routine, just because, you know, I'm not in the best mind state, as I mentioned in yesterday's video. So yeah, I just filmed the video that you would have seen yesterday, and then even then I've just sat on my phone scrolling for ages, you know, just not putting my finger out and not getting myself going. Now, before I filmed yesterday's video here a minute ago, I had already done things like go for my walk around the block and write in my journal and do my meditation and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's time for me to bang out a workout. Didn't work out yesterday, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, but yeah, here at home I'm gonna basically focus on arms and chest. My beautiful girlfriend isn't here to spot me with the bar to do chest press, so I'm just going to do push-ups for my chest. I'm going to do behind the head triceps extensions for my triceps, and I'm going to do bicep curls for biceps. They're the 3 exercises. Going to do 2 sets of each. In fact, I might actually bang out an extra set of the push-ups, just because, you know, I'm not getting as much chest as I would be if I was doing chest press with a bar, right? So yeah, need to crack on with this workout. It's going to be hard, you know, after having one day off and after, you know, me not feeling, you know, my best. But, you know, I know for a fact that once I've done that workout, once I've forced myself to go in the cold shower that I go in every day after I've had a workout, then I'll be feeling like on top of the world. Well, certainly a lot better than I'm feeling now. And then I can have my breakfast and then I can crack on with the rest of my day, because I need to keep my head in my MacBook all day today and try and get the next video out on the other channel. But right now, it's time for my workout. Alright, you joined me much later in the day, and after my cold shower and my breakfast earlier, I obviously dived into doing the work that I needed to on my MacBook, edited the car video, which has gone out this evening, and had to edit the video that I actually filmed this morning, which has gone out today, because yesterday I didn't pick up the camera. If you watched yesterday's video, meaning the video that went out on Monday, then you'll understand what I mean. And yeah, you know, I felt a lot better once I'd had a cold shower and my breakfast, you know, as I knew I would. You know, there's still a residue there of negativity because I was feeling a bit negative this morning, but that's always the way, isn't it? You know, there's always, if you go through like a negative time, there's always that residue there, and it's that residue that if we focus on will keep us in that negative mind state, and it just compounds, and then you go down a road of depression. And you know, in my opinion and in my experience, you know, when you do have these negative times, it's not about ignoring the negative emotions. That doesn't work, right? You know, you need to analyse when you are feeling negative, but analyse it for what it is, and what it is just a mind state, and that is something that can be changed. You know, that's why I think that, you know, when you go to the doctors and they just want to put antidepressants down your neck, in my opinion, that can be potentially dangerous. Now, I'm not here to tell anyone what to do in terms of, you know, whether they should or shouldn't go to the doctors, but, you know, that's why I don't really feel like I want to go to the doctors and get diagnosed with anything, you know, get told that I've got this disease that I've managed to catch, like as if it's a cold, you know, called depression, that can't be solved apart from drugs from Big Pharma, you know. And you know, the doctors, to me, part of their job is that they are the marketing team for Big Pharma. You know, these things can be affected by yourself, by getting yourself in the best shape possible, you know. And, you know, I'm lucky that, yes, when I am feeling negative, you know, I do sort of catch myself going down a negative sort of path in terms of what I'm saying, you know. That's exactly what I did whilst I was filming yesterday's video this morning. But I'm also grateful that I'm able to see it for what it is, and I'm able to see it as, you know, it's not me feeling negative. It's my mind, my current, at that stage, mind state making me feel negative. And, you know, your mind state can be changed. And I'm super grateful that I do sort of analyse what my mind's doing in the way that I do. I know to some people who watch these videos, it might seem that I'm dwelling on negativity and stuff, and I'm a bit hard on myself, but, you know, in my opinion, it's not about ignoring negativity in your mind. Like, the more you try and ignore what a thought that your mind's having, the more your mind will just have that thought, right? If you try and not think about something, your mind will think about it. You know, you're still thinking about it, right? You're adding fuel to the fire. You know, the best way is to analyse it, acknowledge it for what it is, and then do what you know you need to do to try and positively affect how your mind is operating. And for me, that's, you know, concentrating on my physical health, which, you know, bleeds into your mental health, because your body and mind are so interlinked, and just turning yourself into a better human being in whatever ways that you can. And you know, that's what I've done today. You know, I felt negative. I knew that all I needed to do was, you know, have my workout, have my cold shower, finish that morning routine that I know I need to do every day, and then crack on with my work, and just, you know, on one hand, sort of wait for the negativity to pass, but also at the same time watch what my mind is doing whilst I'm in that negative state, you know. And you know, not sort of shy away from it or ignore it. But, you know, I'm feeling a whole lot better now. I'm currently on the way to the gym to do a leg session. You know, if I allow myself to look at it in a certain way, I'm really not looking forward to a leg session. You know, I never really do if I look at it in that way. But if I look at it in a positive way, you know, doing this leg session is a big part of me turning myself into a stronger human being, a fitter human being. And I know that that is really good for me in terms of, you know, how I'm thinking. Then yeah, I'm looking at the leg session without dreading it, you know. So it's now 8 o'clock, well, 8:05. So, you know, by the time I've done this leg session and got home, it's going to be 10 o'clock probably at best. But yeah, going to get in there, going to go hard, going to push myself, and remind myself of how strong I can be, you know, if I put my mind to it. Alright, leg session done. It's actually 17 minutes past 10. Now, after I spoke to you before the gym, when I arrived at the gym, I gave my parents a call. It's my dad's birthday today. So yeah, I was speaking to them for a bit. So I didn't actually get in the gym until about 25 past 8. But yeah, it's still, you know, almost 2 hours I was in there. Hour and 45 minutes, hour and 50 minutes, I suppose. If you sort of subtract the time it takes to put my stuff in the locker and you know, go to the toilet and whatnot. So yeah, really long leg session, and I kind of made a point tonight of taking my time. You know, when I've been through a negative spell, you know, I haven't been through an extreme negative spell, but you know, it's no denying that you know, earlier on this morning and yesterday I wasn't feeling my best. I find that, you know, obviously it's important to pull your finger out and jump back on the things that you know you need to do, fitness and stuff, etc., and not dwell in negativity. But I find that when you have been through a negative time and you do pull your finger out, I find that I'm prone to sort of rush through everything. You know, you find that you're just going through the motions, which, to be fair, is better than not pulling your finger out and cracking on. You know, you're better off just going through the motions of your fitness or whatever you need to do, rather than not jumping back on the things you need to do. But, you know, in an ideal world, you don't want to be going through the motions of anything, really, as I say, except when you compare it to not doing what you need to do. Because when you're going through the motions, trying to rush through things, you're naturally thinking about the future. You're thinking about, or you're living mentally in the time beyond what you're doing. You know, you're living in the future. You're looking forward to getting what you're doing finished, and that is your mind dragging you into the future. And whenever your mind is dragging you into the future or the past, you're living in a realm that isn't real. And most of the time when you are feeling negative, you know, it is your mind dragging you into future and past. You know, earlier on this morning when I filmed the video that you guys would have seen yesterday, that was me looking back at yesterday. You know, my mind was dragging me into the past, into a place that isn't real. The past isn't real, and it was, you know, and I was regretting certain things from yesterday. So that's a perfect example. And when you sort of snap out of these negative phases, it's very important to live in the present moment. You know, you should be living in the present moment as much as possible, apart from when you're planning things in the future, and apart from when you're reminiscing things in the past, you know, in the same way you'd look through a photo album. So yeah, I purposely took my time in the gym today and allowed myself to sort of bask in the present moment, if you like. You know, every time my mind was sort of not wanting to be in that workout and wanting to be, you know, at the end of the workout, I brought myself back and focused on what I was doing in the gym. Also, you know, I took my time because I spent the time in between sets answering the comments underneath the video that I put out on the other channel today, which, you know, is still living in the present moment. You know, it's engaging with my fan base, you know, which is very important. I like to reply to every comment on the videos on the other channel on the evening that I put the videos out, you know. So yeah, awesome leg session. Because I took my time in there, because I've had plenty of rest between sets, I feel like I've got a lot out of the session, got a big pump in my legs, could hardly walk up the stairs to go to the car park after the session. So yeah, really good leg session, and I'm glad that I'm now back on track, you know, with my life, basically. You know, I'm through that negative period. And, you know, in the past, these negative phases have lasted, you know, a week. And nowadays, you know, I know that I can snap out of them, you know, pretty quickly. And so can you. You know, if you find yourself in a negative period, accept it, acknowledge it, you know, live in it. But, you know, don't dwell on it. You know, accept it for what it is. It is just your mind, you know, dragging you into a negative state. It is possible to get through it. You know, things will get better. Yeah, you just have to not battle it, but acknowledge it for what it is. Yeah, I'm just really grateful that I do view my mind and I view the world in the way that I do. You know, most people in the world would see it as weird, but, you know, most people in the world, deep down, if they admit it to themselves, aren't living a happy life. And I'm living a happier life than I ever have. You know, I'm in the best shape of my life, hands down, you know, by a mile. Yeah, I'm getting older, but I'm also getting stronger.
And yeah, these negative phases, now that I'm living this clean and healthy life, these negative phases are, you know, they feel like they're way more overcomeable. You know, I wouldn't say they're any easier, it's just that I'm in a better position to overcome them. In the same way that the urges to take drugs, they're still as strong as they were. They don't get weaker, it's just that I've got stronger. And yeah, it's awesome. Now, one thing that I really want to tackle over the next few days is my backlog of my business books. You know, I've got to sit down with my beautiful girlfriend Kat, who helps me with my books all the time, and do some maths. You know, we've got a few months of the books that we haven't done. You know, my business isn't complicated, so it's fine. You know, we'll be able to sort of catch up with it. But yeah, it's another thing, like how I mentioned my tax return recently. For those of you that watch all my videos, you'll remember that it didn't feel like it was hanging over me at all. But once I'd done it, I did, you know, feel the benefits of the relief of that job that I wasn't looking forward to being done. So, you know, I reckon the same will apply for me doing the books. So that's something I definitely want to tackle over the next few days. You know, I was kind of thinking that me and Kat could sit down and do that this evening, but you know, it's 25 past 10 now, so I just want to get home, focus on having a shower, focus on having something to eat, and then focus on, you know, chilling out for, you know, a little while, and then getting myself to sleep. And that sleep will ready me for another day in this awesome, clean life. So, look, I'm going to end this video here. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Really appreciate it. I hope it's been somewhat helpful or motivational. Feel free to say hello in the comments and we'll have a chat. Or if you prefer to talk to me in private, you know, I've got time for all of you. Just drop me a message through Facebook or Instagram would be best. I see those messages way more regularly than emails, but my email address is in the description for those of you that aren't on Instagram or Facebook. But yeah, other than that, I'll be back for another video tomorrow. So I'll chat to you then.